Interesting facts about the king cobra. The world of reptiles contains some of the most frightening animals in the world, such as crocodiles and snakes. The king cobra is considered one of the most frightening among the snake species and also holds the title of the world's longest venomous snake. It is interesting to know that the king cobra does not belong to the family of cobras, contrary to what many people think. This animal is carnivorous, and its body length is usually between 3.6 and 5.5 meters. The king cobra belongs to the regions of southern China, India, and Southeast Asia and usually lives in forests, beside streams, next to bamboo trees, and in swamps. Appearance characteristics of the king cobra. The king cobra has a smooth, round body, covered with yellow, brown, green, and black scales, and the pattern on the back of its neck is a chevron pattern. Some king cobras are leucisms, meaning they have lost most of their skin pigmentation and appear white. Needless to say, leucism is different from albinism. A leucism king cobra has blue eyes instead of pink eyes, as in albinism, and except for the color of its scales. It is similar to a normal king cobra in terms of all its characteristics. This reptile has two dark eyes and fangs that are a little more than 1 centimeter long. It seems that this length of teeth is very short for a snake, but if the length of the teeth were longer, there would be a lot of pressure on the animal's jaw. The body length of the king cobra is usually between 3.6 and 5.5 meters, and for this reason it is known as the longest poisonous snake in the world. The weight of this animal is often between 5 and 9 kilograms, although the heaviest king cobra in the world lived in a zoological park in New York and weighed a little less than 12.7 kilograms. Needless to say, the male king cobra is a little bigger and heavier than the female king cobra. Behavioral characteristics of the king cobra. Although the king cobra is famous for its aggressive behavior, it actually has a shy nature and prefers to stay away from people and other animals. This animal is a solitary reptile, and is only seen with its fellows during the breeding season. The dark brown, green, and black scales of the king cobra allow it to easily camouflage itself in its surroundings. When this animal feels threatened by a human or another animal, it opens its crown and raises the upper half of its body from the ground so that it can move freely and stare into the eyes of the creature that threatened it. In defense, this reptile exposes its fangs and emits a hissing sound to scare away the attacking creature, which is why the king cobra is described as aggressive. It is interesting to know that the king cobra's poison is not very strong, but the amount of poison it can transfer to the victim's body in each bite is so large that it is enough to kill an elephant or 20 people. This poison, which is considered the most important defensive tool of the king cobra, attacks the victim's nervous system and causes respiratory problems and heart failure, causing his death. The king cobra is a good swimmer and is sometimes seen swimming in rivers to search for food. In late autumn and winter, when the weather cools down, this reptile takes refuge in caves to keep warm and returns to nature again in spring. Like other snakes, the king cobra has an excellent sense of smell and excellent eyesight, so that it can detect its prey while sitting on a high branch in a tree. The living place of king cobra. The cobra lives in Southeast Asia, South China, and India. The habitat of this animal includes forests, streams, swamps, and bamboo trees. This reptile prefers warm and humid weather. The king cobra spends most of its time in the trees, and lives in their thick and leafy branches. In the meantime, it sometimes hangs from the tree branches to hunt another snake, and from time to time, from the trees, it descends to find its food on the ground. King cobra food. The king cobra is a carnivorous reptile that usually feeds on birds, lizards, and other snakes, but in cases of lack of food, it also goes to small rodents. If a king cobra eats more than it needs in one meal, it may not go hunting for several months afterwards. Enemy of king cobra. Man is the only hunter of the king cobra, and he often hunts this animal illegally and by making traps. The attractiveness of the king cobra has led to the use of this animal in street shows in Southeast Asia. The organizers of these shows pretend that this snake loves flute music, since the king cobra needs special environmental conditions for growth and development, and in addition, it has a poison that can easily kill a person. It is definitely not a good idea to keep it as a pet. Loss of habitat due to deforestation is another threat to the king cobra's life. The birth of king cobra. The breeding season of the king cobra lasts from January, December, to April, mid-May. When a male king cobra is interested in a female cobra, he pushes her body with his head. If there is another male king cobra in the area, usually the males wrestle with each other and the strongest of them prepares for mating. The king cobra is monogamous, meaning it always mates with a female king cobra. Before laying eggs, the female king cobra tries to make a nest by pushing branches, grass, and other vegetation. The temperature of this nest is about 26 degrees Celsius, and it is considered an ideal environment for baby snakes to chase. This reptile lays 21 to 40, sometimes more, eggs in its nest sometime after nesting, and the baby snakes hatch between 51 and 79 days later. The mother stays in the nest all the time and fiercely protects her eggs from predators, which is why usually all baby snakes are born healthy. The weight of baby snakes after birth is between 28 and 42 grams, and their size is between 30 and 74 centimeters. The color of their skin is light, which is useful for scaring enemies, but it gradually changes to dark brown, black, and green scales. It is interesting to know that the venom of a baby snake is as strong as that of an adult king cobra. Long life of king cobra. The lifespan of this animal in nature is about 20 years, and the longest recorded lifespan is 22 years. Danger of extinction of the king cobra. Although the exact number of the king cobra population is not known, since this population is decreasing, its status is classified as vulnerable. In India, this animal is listed as an endangered species, and this country strictly protects it. The difference between a king cobra and a cobra snake. Although it seems that the king cobra and other cobras are in the same family, this is not the case, and there are differences between these two animal species. The king cobra belongs to the genus Ophiophagus, while cobras such as the Chinese cobra, forest cobra, and many other cobras are classified in the genus Naja. Another difference between them is that the king cobra's head is bigger than other cobras, and its crown is much narrower. It also has two large scales on the back of its head that other cobras do not have, and they are called occipital scales. Cobras usually look for prey at dusk, while king cobras are most active during the day. In addition, the king cobra has a greater length than the cobra and is known as the longest poisonous snake in the world. Evidence shows that the king cobra is more closely related to the African Saharan mamba than to the cobra. Interesting facts about the king cobra. The king cobra is the only snake that builds a nest for its eggs. Man is the only predator of this snake. Scientific studies conducted on king cobra venom have led to the production of painkillers to relieve severe arthritis pain. King cobras are vulnerable to different types of skin fungi. The venomous bite of this animal is fatal and can kill 20 people, but its dry, non-venomous bite is not poisonous. However, it can be dangerous because the king cobra's fangs are very sharp and can cause serious damage. The cobra is usually defeated in the war with the king cobra. In fact, the king cobra eats other snakes, including cobras. There is an antidote for king cobra venom, but since the venom of this reptile can kill a person 30 to 45 minutes after being bitten, the antidote should be injected into the victim's body immediately.